Uh, Good morning. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So we start today's session on array. It's important topic, both exam point of view and campus point of view. Basically, we are discuss campus point of view in session. So whatever there may be a pre-exam of related to campus placement drive, uh, that point of view, it's this topic is important one. So I share a screen. So basically, when we talk about array, so why there is a need of array? So in short, we just take a look of that. So array, so it is a collection of similar type of data stored in contiguous memory location. So important one is stored in contiguous memory location. This is the important point here, because there is a difference between continuous and contiguous. Okay. For example, when we say about a contiguous memory location, so let's consider your first data at 20,000 memory location. So your next data, if we say about the integer type and each location require 2 bytes, so next one will be in 20,002, then next one in 20,004. Okay, this is for int type. When we talk about character type, so your first data if at 20,000, so the next one is at 20,001, and next one is 20,002. This is for int type. This is for int type of data, and this is for char type of data, character type of data. So this is the example of contiguous memory location. So without any lab, the data is stored in memory. Okay. So in array, the data is stored as per their data type. For example, int, if first data is at 20,000 locations, so next one is at 20,002 location, because for int the memory storage is of 2 byte. For character the memory storage is of 1 byte. So likewise it is incremented. Okay. So the array is always incremented as per its data type. As per its data type. Now the second question is why there is need of array. Okay. So let's say if I have let's take an example. If I want to store the marks of student, two student or three student, so let's consider I have to store the marks of three students, and marks is of int type. So I just require three variable m1, m2, and m3, and in this I can easily store the marks of three students. But if I want to store the marks of 100 student, so at that time I have to create the 100 variables m1 m2 till m100, but it is a tedious work to maintain the 100 variable in the memory. Then you have to scan that all variables, then you have to print that all variables, so it is much more tedious. Okay. So the solution over it is just declare an array of size 100, whatever you want, like this, and you can easily access it. Okay. So you can easily access that array. Now If we take this example, in this case for scanning, scan nav function is used to read the values or to store the values in there. Then we define format specifier likewise as its int %d and %d, and after that ampersand of m1 comma ampersand of m2 comma ampersand of m3. Okay, this is the scenario where we can scan these three variables and we can store. But in case of array, it's not possible to scan all these variables one by one. At that time, we use the concept of loop. So for scanning this type, we have to use this loop. For example, if we have the 100 size of array, so I equal to 0, I less than equal to 99, and I plus plus. So simple. Then here we write the statement of scanf, scanf d ampersand of m of I. So in this way, you can scan all the locations of an array. For example, I equal to 0, so m of 0 will be scanned, then I will be incremented, and the value of I is 1. So m of 1 will be scanned, then again I is incremented, then m of 2, m of 3, likewise till m of 99. So 0 to 99, that means you scan total 100 location. Okay, so is this clear? Is this clear to you? Hello? Hello? So this is a type of an array. So basic concept of array which we are going to use in our programming language or in our C. So let's take an example of simple program where the concept will clear out more proper way. So as usual, we just mentioned to file hash include std and hash include colon of it. Then we define a main function, void main. Now, as we have to use the array. Now, in this example, am going to use the int type of array of size 10. So, int a of 10 is there in CLR SCR function. Okay. Now, as you required 10 values for understanding, I just reduce the size. I mentioned 5. Now, for the same, you required five values from the user, so you had to give one message printf. Here we have to give enter the values in an array. Then for start from I equal to 0, I less than equal to 4, and I plus plus. Now you have to scan all the location of array. So we use loop. So loop will start from 0 to 4. So one by one, the value is incremented, and that specific location we have to scan. Here we write scanf %d percent of a of I. Okay. So in this way, we scanning all the locations in the array. After that, whatever be the value we have just print it. So again, we use the same loop for I equal to 0, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus. Here you have to just write printf function. Printf again as in type of data. So %d a of I. Okay. Now if you want output in column wise fashion, so just use backslash n. So the next value is print out in the next line. And finally get ch. Okay. So this is the simple program of an array where we are just receive the five values from the user, and then we are going to print that values. Okay. So this program, we just compile it as one error. Now here undefined symbol is I. So by mistake we are not declare I. So we have to declare it as a int type because it is int type of data. We save the changes, compile, and then run. So we just enter 20, 25, 56, 89. So there is Okay, then compile it and run the same program. Okay, so this is the output, but as it is in the same line, so we have just separate it by using the character backslash n. Okay, same. We save this, compile the same program, and then run. So these are the input value. As the output. So you will receive all the values on the output screen. Now, if you have to add the values inside the array, so if you want to add all the values inside the array, so for the same logic, simple logic we have to enhance here. Now we have to add all the numbers present inside the array. So we declare one variable sum as 0. Okay, initially in the variable sum 0 is stored. Now to add all these numbers, we have to add the number stored at the 0 location, then with the number stored at first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. So all numbers we have to add, and we have to print this summation. So for this, we just enhance the logic in our program. Again, we use one array. One thing we have to keep in our mind that whenever we perform any operation on array, okay, whenever we perform any operation on the array, we have to use the loop concept. So without using loop concept, you cannot perform any operation on the array. So sum is equal to sum plus a of I. Okay. So let's consider if at the 0th location 10 is there. So 0 and sum is 0 initially. So 0 plus 10 is 10. Then at the next iteration, at the first position, if 20 is there, so 20 is added with 10. So 10 plus 20, 30 is there. Then after that, if 20 is there, after 10, 20, 30 is there. So 30 plus 30, 60 will be added. Okay. So likewise, all the numbers are going to add, and finally we get the answer in the sum variable. That variable we are going to print here. So printf summation of an array equal to percent %d stored in the variable sum. We are going to print here. Finally we run this program. 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Okay. The 5 numbers we are added in an array. Then we print all this number, and finally we perform the sum of this all number. So we got the answer 150. Okay. So this is the simple operation which we perform on the array. We just receive the 5 numbers from the user, we print all this number, okay, and then we perform the summation of the all number which are present in the array. So if you take a look of this array, so what basically happen for each location, just show you. So there is location of a of 0 if you consider the 5 location, then a of 1, then a of 2, then a of 3, and a of 4. Okay. Why 4? Because we are going to start. Always remember the index. This is known as index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So these are the index. It's known as index. So it's always start from 0 in case of array. It's always start from 0. So there is some memory location. For example, for this there is 20,002. Okay. So as it's in type of array, so the location is 20,004. Okay. Then this will be the 20,000. I think 6. Okay. It is always incremented by 2. So it will be 20,008. Then 20,010 is there. So it is 20,000 A. Okay. 10 is defined by. So likewise, we have to store the local values in this required location. So this is the position of an array a of 0, name of an array, index of an array. These are the address. Likewise, a of 1, then this is the address, then a of 2, then address, then this, then this. And when you are going to store the value, so by using scanf and printf function, so at that time, at that specific location, we require to store this value. 10 is there, for example, 20 is there, then 30 is there, then 40 is there, okay, and last one is the 50. These are the number which are stored at this specific memory location. Okay, for the same we need to scan all these specific location in the memory, and for that we use this loop concept. For any loop variable we are going to use I equal to, let's say, 0, I less than equal to 4, and I plus plus. Okay, so when we are going to scan up this function, so scanf %d ampersand of a of r. Okay, so what happen when the value of I is 0? So a of 0 location will be scanned, this location will be scanned, then I will increase, and a of 1, so a of 1 location will be scanned. So when we are going the number as a input 10, so 10 will be stored at the a of 0th location, that is at the 20,002. When you are entering 20, I will be incremented, so a of 1, so 20 will be stored in the a of 1 location. Then 30 will be stored at a of 2 location. Then 40 will be stored a of 3 location, and then 50. This is for receiving input. This is for receiving input. Now, these values are stored at that specific memory location. Now, if we have to print these values which are stored at this location, so for the same, is the same concept of this loop. Instead of scanf, we have to use the printf function. Okay, but the important thing is that loop is common for the same, and instead of ampersand, we have to just print a of I. What happens when the value of I is 0 at the first iteration? So a of 0 will be printed out, and a of 0 there is 10, so the 10 will be the output. Then I will increment it, a of 1 is there, so a of 1 will be printed, so it's a 20. Then 2, a of 2 is 30, 30 will be printed, then 40, then 50, and when I equal to 5, so the condition is not satisfied and will be the out of the loop. Okay, so these are the both concept we are going to cover it in this. One is the loop, for loop we use here, and another one is the array, how to perform the basic operation on the array. Later on we are going to perform to find the max number in the array, or to perform some type of sorting in on the array. So this we will be cover later on. So meanwhile, if you have any doubt or any query, so you can ask me. Okay, and as I already told, if you have a PC or laptop with you, desktop or laptop with you, so you can do the practice also simultaneously, so it will be the more clear for you. Okay, so just take a look of this. Later on we are going to cover the next one. Okay, so this is all about the basic operation on the array. Now, one more operation we are going to perform on the array. Now, if we have to find a specific number in an array, okay, so if we have to find a specific number on the array, so which number we have to find? That number we have to receive from the user, and for the same, we have to do a message to user that enter number to be search. Okay. Now we have to receive that number in specific variable. So just define one variable num, then scanf, enter that number in num variable. So for that we use format specifier %d percent of num. Okay. Again, I have to use one loop for I equal to 0, I less than equal to 4, I plus plus. Now one by one, we have to match this number with the number in an array, and if that number is found, then we have to stop the search. Okay. So for that, we use this logic. If a of I, that means number inside the array, is equal to the num. Okay. If we got this condition is true, so then it means that the number is found. So printf that number, that means %d found in an array, and that number is stored in the variable num. So there. Now, if that number is found, so there is no need to move forward. Okay, we have to stop there, our searching operation. So we use the break statement. Break statement is what the work of break statement is. It just stop the iteration of loop. Okay, and we will be the outside of the loop. So loop is what? I equal to 0 to less than equal to 4. And else, if this condition is not true, okay, you will not find that specific number. So at that time, we have to give the message that printf \n %d is not found in an array. Okay, and the num is there. So this is the simple logic. Here, what we do one by one, we are going to check our num with the specific values in the array. If that number will match with the number inside the array, then we give the message that array number is found, and we just encountered the break statement. Break statement will stop the execution of iteration of the loop. Okay, and we will be the outside of the loop, and getCS statement will be executed if number is find out. But if number is not found, okay, that means if condition is not true, then you have to go for the else one. Okay, uh, there is one just a mistake is there here. If we encountered the else statement, so if the number is not found at the first statement also, then also it will go for the printing the else one. So what is the condition of that the number is not found? That means if your array, if the value of I is reached till 5, okay, I equal to 5, that means the number is not found inside there. So here we just do the printf statement. Okay. If I equal to 5, that means the number is not found in an array. Because if the value of I is incremented, for I is equal to 0, if number is not found, then I will be go for 1, I will be go for 2, I will be go for 3, I will be go for 4, and then I will be go for 5. So for I equal to 5, the loop will not execute it, and you will be the outside the loop. And if you reach till I equal to 5, that means the number is not found inside the array. We had just take it, Alt F, file the program. So let's consider 13, 45, 67, 28, 89. Okay. Now here enter number to be searched. If I have to search 45, 45 is found in an array because 45 is in your array. Okay. So similarly, if you go for the same type of execution, and if you have to find number, 100 is not found, because in case of 100 the value is incremented till 4 but it is not 5, then it will go for 5, and for I equal to 5 the execution will be outside the loop, and if I equal to 5, that means number is not found in an. Okay, so this is the all about the execution of the program. Okay, so these are the some basic operation which we perform on the array. Now two more important operation we have to perform: searching, sorting. Out of this searching we are done here, one more is remaining, that is a sorting, which we are going to cover in the afternoon session. So it's okay for today's morning session. We will discuss the sorting of array in the afternoon session. Thank you.